Now, to get a combo, if you did forward 4 roll, you had to do basically the hardest staple combo in the game, which is when this counter hits, you have to do a deep dash in, into a crouch dash, into an instant while standing 4. It doesn't sound particularly difficult, but this is extremely strict to do. What's up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and welcome back to another Tekken 7 Revisited. And I'm here with none other than Jin. This is a very requested episode, considering I'm pretty straight up with what I think about Tekken 8 Jin. He's one of the characters I really dislike in that game. And you know, I was never like, I'm gonna main Jin in Tekken 7, but I still really appreciated the character. He was top tier in this game. Like I said, he was perfect. Arson also said he was perfect. But you still really admire Jin players because he was so difficult to get 100% efficiency out of. In terms of game plan, strategy, mastering the package rather than 5 attacks, and also having top tier fundamentals, top tier execution. He was one of the best. If you could do all of that, but it was dedicated for the few who really took the time. But then in Tekken 8, it goes from being a pro specialist character to a beginner character. And I get it, they probably did that because Tekken 8, you know, we're gonna introduce this big scenario campaign story. We wanna get more casuals into the game, and casuals tend to like the protagonist. The guy who's the center of attention in story mode. He's gonna save everyone. He's gonna defeat his evil father. I like the good guy, you know. And in Tekken, when you are the protagonist, you're always unbelievably difficult to play. The absolute opposite of being accessible. So I think my theory is with Tekken 8, I've expressed this a few times, the developers were like, okay, we have a Mishima family. They are the main characters of our story, but they're all super difficult. They're all specialist characters. So the hero, we're gonna make him accessible now. We're gonna make him easy. We're even gonna have him do an automated electric from stance, right? Just push one button and you get an electric, and we're gonna streamline his moveset. We're gonna remove most of the execution, and then you get Tekken 8 Jin. I personally really dislike that because I mourn the character we once had, which is old school Jin. I think he's fucking sick. It's not only like going from a specialist character to a beginner style character, which he is in Tekken 8. He's a Mishima archetype that is designated for the beginner player, the casuals. And he also lost his grounded karate approach. In this game, it's very grounded. It's very Kyokushin karate. But in Tekken 8, they enhance it with like more anime style attacks. Like Jin now does backflips in his combos. He also does attacks with claws on his hand. And he also gets one devil wing. Like, ah! In this game, it feels very grounded martial arts when you play Jin, which I personally always appreciated. And in Tekken 8, he's more of a Power Ranger anime-style moveset character. He still retains some of that classic Kyokushin grounded stuff, but that's also something I prefer with Tekken 7 Jin over Tekken 8 Jin. He's more grounded. And when you wanted to play Jin in Tekken 7, it was always about having one specific attack for one purpose or one situation. There was some streamlined utility, but like his Demon Paw, for example, note the reach here. Do you see this? It also is quite steppable if you step to the right. In Tekken 8, they over-dimensioned a few attacks so that you can play him with 5 attacks in Tekken 8, where that's never the case in Tekken 7. You have to know how to place a Demon Paw and when. When do I do down back 4 over down 4? When do I threaten a big Hell Sweep? Right? When do I threaten that? When do I want to check with a down for one? It's a very sophisticated package of tools that all come together, and when used in conjunction, you get a really strong character. But you really gotta think of when to do what. And I think especially his lows were overly dumbed down in Tekken 8 when he got Scourge, which is, you know, one button solves everything. Rather than when do I do this, when do I do this, when do I do these, when do I do these, when do I do these, it just turned into, what the fuck, I'll do another Scourge. Like, this Demon Paw has no reach and no tracking compared to its Tekken 8 counterpart. Nothing. And 2-1-4 is very balanced in this game because it has no counter hit property. But that's the problem with Tekken 8 Jin, where you give him Scourge. When you make his Demon Paw a busted neutral button, you give his electric way more tracking. You give him a one button electric. You give him that heat smash. You give him Devil Jin's Samsara. And it all amounts to, in my opinion, ruining what was once one of your greatest characters. And then we can talk about the aspect, you know, when me and Arslan Ash called Jin perfect. This was because in Tekken 7, he kind of excelled at most things. Like, he had decent poking with these moves. He had a 50-50. Could do his sweep, gave a mini juggle, where you could opt for either damage by doing that, or you could opt for Oki. That into Oki was very powerful, but again, there's a lot of execution to this. I'm gonna talk about this in a second, like the execution in this character. He had a good 50-50. Forward 3 is a safe neutral on block mid launcher. His combos were very good and very stable. Had a good wall combo, like the combos were really good. Also perfect throw game, of course. Good evasive attacks. Good evasive attacks. Great counter hit utility. Safe on block here. Forward 4 counter hit. Like, anything you wanted to do with this character, oh, and his parry, is better in this game than it is in Tekken 8. Faster recovery, and can block during most of a startup and most of a recovery. The parry is a god button in this game, and it was very incentivized using parry. That parry is busted in Tekken 7. It's still very strong in Tekken 8, but this is where it really shines. He was seen as a perfect character, but it's funny how Tekken 8 took this character and literally made him flawless. In the right essence of the word, flawless and perfect. You thought he was perfect in this game, but jab didn't have that much reach. Left a little bit to be desired. Same could be said about Demon Paw. Same could be said about down for the one. When someone was minus 12, like after a get-up kick or whatever, you were like, fuck, what do I punish with? Like, my 1+2 punish, look at the reach. This led to a lot of minus 12 attacks that had some pushback. Jin players would punish with forward 3. But still, Vash, we see the reach. So Jin had some range problems in this game. Also, in Oki situations, when the opponent was knocked down, he just didn't have that much to threaten you with. Nothing chunky, so you do like stuff like down 4, like this. Please get off the ground. I want to 50-50 you again. You can do down 2, but again, that takes some time to set up. This was still seen as a perfect character, by the way. All of these shortcomings were erased in Tekken 8. Suddenly he has broken reach on jab, broken reach on down for the one. Demon Paw is like a neutral tool you've never seen before. He now has a perfect 12 frame punish. Back 1-2, wall splats from far away, infinite reach. Oh, you want a Oki? Scourge, dive kick. They even removed all of the shortcomings of a character. In this game, more incentivized to learn wave dash cancel to get while standing 2, and for Oki and combos getting wave dash cancel while standing 2, while standing 1-2. Oh, there's no one button electric, but I'm sure you know that, right? It's not built into his moveset, pressing just one button. But of course, the most defining execution thing you would do in this game with Jin is forward 4 counter hit. Forward 4 counter hit is pretty much an infinity reach mid counter hit launcher that is safe on block at -8. Can also Zen Cancel from this, right? Just like in Tekken 8. Zen stance is not as dumb in this game as it is in Tekken 8. It's nowhere near as abusable with dumb options or doing a high that's wall splat, knockdown, homing high, power crush, heat engager. Yeah, I'm not joking. Safe. It does all of that. It's just so stupid and overdimensioned. Let's bake every property into the game. Let's bake every property we have in the game into one attack. That sounds like a good idea. So forward 4 is a key counter hit launcher, right? In this game, this was removed. It has a very fast Zen Cancel. Let's say I counter hit and I go into Zen. I'm just doing forward 4 into Zen. I hold forward to do that. If I counter hit, I get an easier combo here. It's very easy getting the combo. I go into Zen and I hold down forward to crouch cancel and I pick you up. It's brain dead, right? But I have to commit to Zen. I have to hold forward. I can't wait and see did I get a counter hit or not. And let's say I didn't counter it. I go into Zen like this on hit. Plus 11. I can do a Zen mix-up on you, right? But the thing is, if you block this Zen right here, I'm unsafe. Because I can't block during Zen. This is where there was a super difficult to do kind of pro mechanic here. Where you could do forward for Zen, hold down forward to go into crouch dash and then hold back. This do you see how quickly I recovered? If I do this properly. This made the move completely safe. And this was known as the Zen Cancel. This was very strict, but a really cool thing used by the best Jins. And then, of course, if you wanted to, you could just skip Zen altogether, and you would have a -8 on block, right? Counter it launching mid. You could just skip Zen. But if you skipped out on Zen, you were not afforded the easy combo route that Zen gave you. Now, to get a combo, if you did forward 4 raw, you had to do basically the hardest staple combo in the game, which is when this counter hits, you have to do a deep dash into a crouch dash, into an instant while standing 4. It doesn't sound particularly difficult, but this is extremely strict to do. Again, I haven't practiced this in a long time. If I can even do this today. I play Jin quite a bit. When I was practicing this, and you know, you were into Tekken 7, I could, on certain days, I could do this like 80%. But it's just super difficult to the point where you saw some of the best Jins in the world drop this in tournaments. Even Daniel Mado, I think, is one of the most skilled technical Jin players. I would see him drop this. So that's the combo. Basically, you took one of the most demanding and interesting and complex and nuanced characters in the game. Basically requiring every single aspect of what makes someone good at Tekken. Requiring everything. Like, there's nothing you can slack with. Like, everything has to be top notch. And then the character really shined. But then still had some drawbacks. Wasn't fully perfect. And was very grounded. Right? Very grounded. And then they basically turned that on a dime, you know, and made it super accessible. Removed execution, streamlined the character. You can play him with 5 attacks in Tekken 8. The heat smash. They animate him up with... and it's okay to have anime characters in Tekken, like, you know, Lars and Alisa. But I feel like Jin didn't need that, personally. I liked his grounded Kyokushin karate. But so yeah, a lot of things happened with this character, and I hope this video serves to show you what old school Jin was about, and how he's so different from his Tekken 8 counterpart. Yeah, we can end with that. This was the $100 combo. I think it was a meme on Aris channel, like someone was gonna donate $100 if you landed this combo. It was basically electric, Zen, 3-4. This combo is gone in Tekken 8, which is a shame. It's a really cool combo. So electric, and here you do a micro dash. Yeah, this is ancient lore. This is from early Tekken 7. But so yeah, a lot of his combos would require pretty strict micro dashes as well. So here's a pretty strict micro dash to get this to work. It's a really slick combo. There are still some micro dashes, especially on his electric combo into Heat Burst in Tekken 8 requires micro dashes, but they're not as strict as this one. But so there's still something there with Tekken 8 Jin in micro dash. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video. That's what I wanted to say. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you have a great day. Take care.